Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in Rockin' Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day, and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. Today's the 5th Wednesday of the month, which usually makes for a pretty small week, but as always, there's lots of great things to talk about. Going to start with the Marvel guys, because they have probably the most books this week. Let's start with this guy. This is Inhumans vs. X-Men #1. Picking up where Death of X left off. All this Inhumans versus X-Men stuff is the next big Marvel event. So if you're not already, if you weren't reading Death of X, you may want to pick up the Black Cat pack for those 4 issues and grab this week's #1. Lot going on with this stuff. Medusa and Storm. Good stuff there. Extraordinary X-Men is your other X book of the week. This finishes the 3rd arc of the what is now the main X-Men book. And Old Man Logan. Been hearing a lot about this guy. Maybe you've seen the trailer. The trailer was really awesome. Another one that's been really solid. If this one's been flying under your radar, this is the first part of the next story arc. So that's your jump-in point for Old Man Logan. Speaking of jump-ins, this is Ghost Rider #1. Seeing his day in the sun once again. Maybe you saw him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe you're an old school Ghost Rider fan. This picks up with the same character from the all-new Ghost Rider. He's in a car, not on a bike, but maybe even cooler than ever. Everybody loves first issues. Miss Marvel and Totally Awesome Hulk are your, what'd you say, new age Marvel characters this week. That Miss Marvel's been super popular, and this Totally Awesome Hulk's gained a lot of steam. If you jumped into Champions and you're not reading these two, you may want to pick those up because that's good stuff. New Avengers and Great Lakes Avengers are your A-Team book of the week. Still got a couple copies of Great Lakes #1 lying around if you missed it a few weeks ago. Speaking of team books, how about Spider-Man hooking up with the Guardians of the Galaxy? This is, again, this book's been a lot of fun. Everybody's a big fan of Guardians, so if you let this one get away from you, this is a good point for you to jump back in. And Uncanny Inhumans for more Inhuman goodness. And Thunderbolts rounds out your team books for the week. Thunderbolts is another one might be flying under your radar, but there's Winter Soldier right there on the cover, so check that out. It's been pretty cool. Deadpool Back in Black with a very cool homage cover. Extra points for you if you can tell me the issue that this cover originally appeared on. It's one of my favorites, actually. It might be one of your favorites too. Speaking of favorites, Black Widow has been really super awesome. A little like Thunderbolts, this one might be flying under your radar, but the book's been really good. Cool crime spy stories, a little bit of superhero mixed in there. Check out Black Widow. And last but definitely not least is your Star Wars annual. Since today's the 5th Wednesday, you'll be seeing a lot of annuals. We'll be talking more about them with the DC guys here in just a second. But always been encouraging you guys to get in on this Star Wars stuff. The annual is a standalone Princess Leia story. You can read more about that one in our newsletter this week. Everybody loves Star Wars. Not too much from the DC guys, but speaking of those annuals, this is Batman Annual #1. The first annual for the Rebirth stuff. And this is Superman Annual #1. Got Swamp Thing in this one. Superman's been red hot these days, so if you haven't been picking it up, again, here's a good jump-in point for you. Annuals are double-sized, self-contained, just sort of extra fun stuff starring your favorite characters and their current creative teams. Something a little extra, a little bonus, something to fill the shipping schedule on a 5th Wednesday. Injustice has an annual this week. Suicide Squad is about your only main Rebirth title this week. #8 will be rolling into the Suicide Squad versus Justice League stuff, so this is the last issue of the current arc. Cool katana cover there. Justice League of America is your flashback to the New 52 Universe book this week. This thing's, I don't know, 6 months late. You can tell by the John Romita cover was the deal they did a few months ago. But hey, Justice League of America. Wacky Raceland is your Hanna-Barbera book of the week. Been pushing you guys to check out Wacky Raceland, Scooby Apocalypse, The Flintstones, Future Quest. Great stuff there. And New Talent Showcase from DC Comics rounds out your DC stuff this week. This one's double sized. It's about $8, but it's got, as you can tell from the title, some of the latest and greatest up-and-coming creators over at DC doing some self-contained one-shot stories. So if you're looking for something a little new, a little different, grab New Talent Showcase. Fun stuff. Great week for all the other guys. Serenity, No Power in the Verse, #2. This is your Whedonverse book of the week. If you love Firefly, you love Serenity, grab the graphic novels from all the previous series, grab the first issue of No Power in the Verse to catch up to this week's #2. I love me some Firefly and Serenity, as everybody does. Love all the Whedonverse stuff. Firefly, Serenity, Buffy, Angel. And Dark Horse does a great job with all of it. Like Dark Horse does a great job with all their stuff, like Witchfinder. You know, I'm always talking up Mike Mignola, Hellboy, BPRD, Abe Sapien, Lobster Johnson, Baltimore. But Witchfinder is a little different, a little like Baltimore. It's creepy coolness like Mignola does, but it's not Hellboy related. So again, if you're looking for something a little dark, a little different, Witchfinder's good stuff. And Conan the Slayer is my other Dark Horse book of the week, because again, it's just another great example of all the good stuff Dark Horse does. Great week for the Image guys too. How about Saga, the second biggest book behind Walking Dead? You've been waiting for this one. Always telling you guys who read this in trade paperback to catch up to the single issues, because, I don't know, they're just more exciting. Periodicals are fun. Monstrous, one of the new huge books that Image has right now, like this one and Reborn and Moonshine. Seems like Image is always coming up with a new crop of hot books. I cannot keep this book in stock, so get down to your shop today and pick up the trade paperback, or pick up the Image first reprint of the first issue, or just grab this one, jump in, see what all the hubbub's about. Great story, great art. Can't say enough about that one. Deadly Class from my man Rick Remender. And Seven to Eternity by my man Rick Remender. You know I'm a big Rick Remender fan. He does great stuff. A couple more of the huge books from Image. Great week for those guys. Good week for all the other guys too. Revolution is my IDW book because it's got everybody: Transformers, Micronauts, G.I. Joe, ROM, Space Knight, all in there. What more could you ask for? X-Files. It's my IDW book of the week because I love me some X-Files. Jughead is my Archie book of the week. Been really encouraging you guys to grab Archie, Betty and Veronica, Jughead, Josie and the Pussycats, Reggie and Me is going to be starting soon. Of course, Afterlife with Archie, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Everybody knows I'm a big Jughead fan from the original classic Archie stuff, but this book's been really awesome. And, well, there's a black cat on the cover, so more to you. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is my Boom Studios book of the week because everybody loves the MMPR. And Savage, my Valiant book of the week. Always encouraging you guys to have a Valiant book on your list. This is the first issue of a new series, a little like Britannia. Just check that out because Valiant does good stuff. Really, really small week for the all ages stuff, but you know I love me some Simpsons Illustrated. Might be just a little early for Christmas comics, but what the heck. Always talking up the great job Bongo does with all their Simpsons stuff. And Frozen is your other all-ages book this week. And now that I've said the word and you've seen the picture, you're not going to be able to get the song out of your head. Aha! Fun stuff there. Also, always saying how fun it is to see the Disney stuff back in comics. So like I say, even though it's the fifth Wednesday in a small week, there's lots and lots of great stuff. So get down to your local comic shop, pick up something super awesome. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out on Facebook. You can check us out at blackhatcomics.biz. Check out our cool YouTube channel. Check out our podcast at soundcloud.com. Or just get on down here to Rockin' Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.